In today's video, we're going to be talking about how to draw dynamic poses with 3 simple steps. I know oftentimes it can get kind of confusing when it comes to anatomy, the pose itself, how to capture the motion of a pose. So today, we're going to break that down into 3 simple steps. Whether you're a beginner, you've got some skin in the game, and you've been drawing for a while. Either way, this will help you just kind of understand poses better and capture cooler poses, whether you want to draw your own superheroes or your favorite superhero. It doesn't matter. When it comes to drawing dynamic poses, one of the first things that you want to get down is the gesture of the pose. Since we're using this Todd McFarlane Spider-Man pose here, Todd McFarlane's style was really known for capturing just crazy dynamic poses when it came to his Spider-Man run. Just grabbing some of his comics growing up, I was instantly inspired by what I saw. And one thing that you'll notice is if you look within these drawings, the gesture has a lot of rhythm and flow within it. So that's what you are looking for when you are drawing your gesture drawings, is you're looking for rhythm, you're looking for flow, you're looking to see how the pose is interacting with its environment and how that character is moving. That's what you really want to capture when you are doing gesture drawings. Gesture isn't about anatomy, it's not about proportion per se. It is a lot more about capturing the rhythm and flow of your drawing. So as you can see here, this would be our line of action. He's kind of hunched over in this pose, but this right here, that's our line of action. And then we have our basic setup for this drawing here, for this dynamic pose. If you'd like to keep learning and improving your art, I'll leave 2 links down below. One for the complete character artist bundle, complete course that I've put together from the 17 years of me drawing anatomy. Just made it as simple as possible for you guys to really pick up anatomy and have that in your bag. That also comes with the dynamic pose cheat sheet as well. The second link I'll leave in the description is for my free art community. There I have lessons, courses, and tutorials all completely free for anybody that wants to join. Go check it out. The second thing you want to find is the figure of this pose. This is something called figure drawing. And you're essentially taking a pose and breaking it down like it was an action figure. That's how I like to think of it. When you look at an action figure, you have joints that connect and come together. Actually, here's a Deadpool figure that I have. Just happen to have it laying around. But you can see how this head is connected to this part of the body, and this torso piece is something entirely on its own. Same with these arms here, they're sectioned off. So when you're drawing your figure drawings, what you're doing is you're taking the pose, you're taking the body, and you're sectioning off. Golly, I don't know why that was so hard to say. You're sectioning off places of the body, and I use cylinders and circles or spheres. You know, you can use what you'd like, but I've found this is the best way to give your characters 3D form and be able to see what you're doing while you're doing it when it comes to figure drawing. And see, we're just going right over the gesture drawing here and just adding form to the gesture. And you can see already from gesture drawing to now figure drawing, we are creating, you can see the character now. You can see how Spider-Man is coming about and coming to life. You can see that. So it's still not super detailed, but you want to look at this as your blueprint. Some people would call this your guidelines. Now some people's guidelines are very cut, copy, and paste. They can go right over their guidelines with ink and have no problems at all and just trace. I'm a little more loose with my guidelines, so I'm not really trying to do that for this video here. More so just want to show you how to draw dynamic poses in 3 simple steps. I won't say they're easy steps, but they are simple. If you follow this, you'll be able to draw any kind of pose you'd like, especially when it comes to your favorite superheroes. Alright, and the third step is anatomy. And what I'll do is I'll just lightly erase what we have here for our figure, because we are not necessarily going to need it for what we're going to do, but you do still want to have your guidelines there just so you can see what you're working with. And like I said, the next thing you want is your anatomy. So we'll just go through and add where it's necessary. And since this arm is closer, we'll do this arm first. And add in our shoulder muscle here, or the deltoid, if that's what you want to call it. We have the bicep here. And you can see how we're just going over what we've already created here as far as our guidelines and our gesture drawing. And we have our forearm. And we can work on this leg here as well, since this is in front. Alright. And we'll add the back here. Have the rest of our calf muscle. And it really can be just this simple, guys. And we'll just draw on this foot here. And you can see just from this gesture drawing that we created at first, we've now gone in and created a whole body from this, right? So when you're looking at your dynamic poses, this is what you want to have in the back of your head. You want to have this blueprint here, this guide, so that way you can work your way around and really work your magic, you know, and do your own thing when it comes to drawing your own characters, or, you know, drawing your favorite characters. Regardless of what you want to do, this is one of the best ways to go about drawing dynamic poses, just because it's super simple, super easy to grasp once you understand it. And like I said, if you can understand this process here, you can go through and draw whatever you'd like when it comes to dynamic poses and characters that you'd like to create or that you just like to draw. And we have our forearm here, our chest here. And like I said, I'm just using this as reference, this Todd McFarlane drawing here, so don't flame me in the chat if it's not pitch perfect. That's not the reason of this lesson here. This is more so to show you how to draw dynamic poses, so that way you can use it for whatever you'd like when it comes to drawing. And we'll bring this leg out here. Got a knee. You can see where those guidelines were, and we're just working around them. That's what we're doing. And you want to think of your guidelines as a blueprint. I can't remember if I said this already, but if I haven't, I'll say it one more time. You're using your guidelines as a blueprint. Imagine you were going to build a skyscraper. Would you just grab some metal, grab a few hammers, and just go at it? Or would you create a blueprint? You know, or have someone draw up a blueprint for you, and then see what goes where, and use that to your advantage to create whatever you're trying to create. So that's how you want to think when it comes to your drawings here, because you are creating, right? And you want to make that creation process as easy as you can. At least I like to. I don't like to stress myself out when it comes to drawing. I'd much rather just have fun and enjoy myself while I'm doing it. And this is just one way to make things a little bit easier for you. And tell you what, since we've already gotten this far on the drawing, I think I will speed up the process here so you guys don't have to sit through all the inking and whatnot. I don't think I'm going to do the webs and everything, but I do find the Todd McFarlane shading pretty satisfying. And you know, if you guys draw, I'm sure you guys know what that's like, just having a certain part of a piece that you're drawing that's like, man, you can't draw without it, you know. For me, when it comes to Spider-Man, I can pass on the webs. I don't always have to do the webs, but when it comes to the shading of the blues in the suit, I can't pass it up. So what I'll do is I'll just speed this up real quick so you guys don't have to sit through all that, and I will be right back. And I think we'll add a little bit of color too, because why not? Alright guys, and that is going to be the end of this video here. How to draw dynamic poses in 3 simple steps. Hope to see you guys on the next video. Until next time.